Okay, I haven't been on TikTok for a bit, and I noticed everyone was tagging me in that whole Andrew Schultz thing about black women. I'll make a different comment about Andrew Schultz and that little rat Akash thing, but I want to say something about black women, and this was my mother, and I God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal. My older brother going off to the big boy school, and my mum sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman. My mum said this. My mum was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you. She was never wrong. But it's incredible that my mother said that, and I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff, and she had loads of black friends and stuff, and they were all black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me, she only had female friends, and she so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It's black women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give credit to where credit is due. It was women in general, but black women specifically, who boosted me and told me how pretty I was and how great I was. But I am trying to make a point here, and it's that black women get treated the worst. The worst. Malcolm X said this. He goes, unfortunately, they are treated the worst. By the medical field, by the education field, by the police, by everything. Yet they're the ones that give the most love. And for I saw what he said in that post, Andrew Schultz, and some comments, and it's sad, and it hurts my heart when I think of those things, because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't that long ago. My friend Jordan, who I love and boast about, Jordan's got these. Jordan's family is just. When I was homeless, and Jordan introduced me to his family, they treated me like I was one of them. They didn't even care. They were just like, they treat me like family. It didn't feel awkward. You know when you go over to someone's house and you just sat in the corner for a bit? It didn't feel like that. And I know not all black people are the same. Obviously, I know that. But there's one thing that black people universally have, and that is that beautiful smile and beautiful love. They just give out. But I'm telling you, it's a special feeling. I remember going to Jordan's once, and I was just heartbroken. His family just welcome me, and they were like, "Where's the?" You know what? You know what his family said to me? They go. Oh, we've got a plate ready for you. And then Jordan's cousin just looks me up and then goes, "You're still skinny, boy." And I'm just like, right, well, yeah, I know I'm home. No, I can't sit and not make a comment on this, because no, and I know I made a post months ago about black men, but yeah, just, and go look through history. Go look at what Nina Simone did. Go look at what Doreen Lawrence, Stephen Lawrence's mother, did. Go look at what Betty Shabazz did. These people are just incredible. And we don't give credit where credit is due. We really don't. And I think nowadays we're living in this world where if someone's pretty, we give them credit. Credit for what? They were just born beautiful, but we don't look at the person's soul. We don't look at who. We don't look at what people can attribute to life. If we did, we would give Mary C. Cole a huge statue. So that's my 2 cents, and I hope just thank you, and yeah, and thank you to the specific thank you to the Jamaican community, because there was this Jamaican woman who helped my grandmother, and that's a different story. And just black women in general, thank you for everything you've done for me, for everything you've done for my family, and for everything you've done for our people. My people wouldn't have survived in the UK if it weren't for black people standing up for us, coming to the protest for us, protesting with the bus rallies for us. Yeah, I know my history. So thank you.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, I guess I'm the villain of black people, or rather yet, black women, because I don't see myself opening my doors to strangers. Practically, I do not like people outside my race. Even inside my race, I'm very strict. I'm not very welcoming. I don't really like people. So I'm not going to just give you love and be nice to you because there's an expectation set for you to think of me as some sort of hero for your life. Here's the thing, right? But these types of people, they go and marry people that are not nice to them. So why waste your time? Her wife, his wife, is a white woman. Though it's good that you married a white woman. I don't want a black woman procreating with another race of people except their own. But this just proves my point that with all the nurturing and all the love that you get from black people, black women specifically, why wouldn't you marry inside a black community if that wasn't for clout? Trying to boost your income, sir? You marry a white woman. Just imagine your white woman hears that, a white woman have been the centerpiece of my life. They help me be who I am. And then she's like, what about me? I know I'm a woman. I know I'm a woman. I would feel some type of way. Because why? What was the point of that? Even at that, it wasn't necessary to say because it wasn't a compliment. You're just telling me, continue to slave yourself for other people while you get treated like shit. And another lady will put everything together for me because I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna put it together because I was like, he thinks it's a compliment. And he still thinks it's a compliment. He doesn't think that, oh, well, this is just a stereotype that really harms black women. It's a stereotype that you expect me to be kind to you. What do I look like? Superwoman? What do I look like? Once I do something wrong as a black woman, I'm condemned for the rest of my life for the very same thing. What do I look like? A bloody fucking superwoman? That I make things zenzeke nje. Mina nje ngenza zenzeke izinto. Zinojikelele nje kanjalo. Like, I'm not supposed to feel things and go through things as human beings. I'm not supposed to be rude. I'm not supposed to just hang up your phone because I don't want to talk to you. I'm supposed to be welcoming because I see a stranger lost and struggling in the UK. I must help you fight your fight. Meanwhile, you won't come to my fight and fight my fight. I'm expected to be the bigger person while you do the worst of the worst. I'm not the bigger person. Like I said, I'm the villain. I'm literally the villain. I'm not the bigger person. Do not expect that from me. It's not gonna happen. I don't like people. Most specifically, man. I'm not a biggest fan of man. I may be cordial with men, but I'm not that into men that much. So if you see now that you're a man, I'm not gonna help you. Even more, I'm gonna ignore you. Your head can be stuck in the water and be like, oh my god. I'll just be like, oh my god, and then keep moving. I have more. Why you get stuck in the water? What are you doing in the water? Huh? I'm not gonna bother myself with other things and solving your problems. I've got my own. I've got my mental issues to deal with. I ain't got no time. I ain't got no. Who helps black women? Who helps me? When I go through the world, who comes and say, oh, well, let's love black women. Let's care for them. You want to dump all your shit and expect me to smile at you. What the fuck? I don't give a damn. I don't smile at nobody. I don't know you. I will ignore you. Don't think that in the world, yeah, I'm gonna smile at you and then they like you comment. You're wasting your time. You're truly wasting your time.
2 days have gone by since my post about Dear Black Women, and I stand by everything I said in that post. However, I've been called out, and my hands are up. You guys are right. Being someone's superhero is a lot of pressure, and for me to have thought that was a compliment, that's ill on my part, and I apologize. I really did think that was a compliment, and now I'm like, no, sir, that wasn't a compliment, and I do apologize. You've educated me. My eyes are open. And but I want to stand by and say that I am still grateful. I'm still grateful for everything. I'm still grateful for Diana Ross. I'm still grateful for the Shirleys. I'm grateful for all of it. Okay? And I'm hoping that even after this video and even after my original video, that you'll still love me tomorrow. But in all seriousness, I saw the other comments about my community and stuff, and I'm going to be honest with you. Do you think I didn't know this? You think I didn't know that my community is racist? And don't think I sit by and let it happen. I try and speak up. Let me tell you something. Gandhi didn't fight for equality. He fought so that brown people could be treated better than black people. You have to bear in mind, this was a lawyer that was educated in South Africa during the apartheid. Also, during the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, there wasn't a very heavily presence of the South Asian community. And I say this, I am South Asian. I'm brown, and I love who I am, but it is unfortunate. And put it this way, there was a Pakistani girl that once said, "Oh, George Floyd's death was good because it opened everyone's eyes to the racism." It took a young black girl to lose her father for everyone to realize that the police are corrupt. That's what it took. And it's just crazy how we see black people's lives as like pawns, like it's sacrificable, like it's nothing. And that's far from the truth. I'll tell you right now, when Muhammad Ali died, I spent the entire night crying and praying to Allah that just bless him. When I learned about Malcolm X, I remember thinking just how incredible this man was. When I listen to Nina Simone and I hear what she said about Baltimore and the metaphors behind it, and how she stood up to the record labels, and you realize that these people did more than anyone could have ever. And so my point is that whatever you guys were saying, I heard, I listened. Whatever you guys were calling me out on, consider me called out. I'm gonna make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and there's people out there that are still trying to people want me to see me cancelled and stuff, and that's fine. But the last point I want to make, and I want to make this super clear, is no, I do not want your money. For those of you lot saying he's trying to make money off black people, I don't make money off this app. Everything I said was the truth. Everything I said was the truth. I wouldn't be Saad. I'm so proud of my name. You know who made me proud of my name? A black man from Louisville, Kentucky, called Muhammad Ali. When he stood on the podium and he said, "My name is Muhammad Ali, you will call me that." And he said, Muhammad meaning praiseworthy, and Ali meaning the Most High. And I was like, what does my name mean? Saad means felicity, success, and good luck. Mustafa means the chosen one. How do I not feel special? And I love my name now. I make sure people say it. People go, "Is it Sid? Said? Saad. Saad Mustafa." There's another man, there's a Mexican man that taught me as well my identity, Emiliano Zapata. But that's a different subject. But yeah. So, none of it was fake. This was all real. And I'm less emotional today. So, normally, when I talk about these subjects, I go into a very strong passion because I do feel passion. I do feel hurt. And especially with what happened to Stephen Lawrence and what Doreen Lawrence was put through, I'm fully aware that black women really do have it hard. And you're right, you're not a superheroes. You're not. But you were mine. Black people in general, you were my superheroes. So at least just let me have that. Because I didn't have that. I'll be honest, my dad's a great guy, but I didn't have a father figure. My older brother taught me everything. He taught me about the NWA. He taught me about the Black Panthers. When I was just 6 years old, he taught me about Tupac's 7-Day Killuminati album. He taught me about Immortal Technique and about the government. He taught me about Nina Simone, Asata Shakur. My older brother Hamza taught me all these things. He was a great brother. But he was passing down knowledge that he learned from black people. So you guys helped me so much. And I understand and I hear you. But for me as an individual, you guys were my heroes. My favorite superhero as a comic, in the comic books and even in the cartoons, was Green Lantern. Because he was a black man. And I hated it when they turned into a live film and you had that clapped Ryan Reynolds. Okay? None of what I'm doing is an act. And I've written a script about Stephen Lawrence's death, and that's something that I want to. I want to become a great documentary and storyteller so that I can speak up about racial and social issues. I finished a book called Dear Black Women where I write a letter and I'm educating the audience about all the victims of police brutality, of government crimes, of simple racism. Everything I do is real because I don't want money. I'm not motivated by money. That's the one thing my parents did a good job with and a bad job. They made me look at money like it was nothing. You can't buy me. Okay? My only thing is Islam. That's all I have. I don't subscribe. You never hear. I'm proud to be South Asian. I'm a brown man. I love being brown. Oh, I love my skin. But I'm Muslim first. Almighty Allah is the first thing that I do. When I wake up in the morning, my head goes down to the floor. My knees hit the ground as well. I don't wave the Pakistan flag. So, excuse me for my passion. But yeah, and final message to those people who do hate me, which is only white people and brown people. Suck your mum. And yeah.
It's not that I'm upset with Mustafa's mother for making the observation that she made about black women and how protective they are. Because it's an observation that she's made probably throughout her life, that she felt so comfortable entrusting the safety of her children in the hands of unknown black women more than anybody else. And that alone represents a positive recognition, a wonderful one even. Because a mother, the biggest protector of her child, is willing to entrust his safety, their safety, in the hands of black women strangers more than anyone else. And that's wow, that's wonderful. And this recognition could have came from perhaps her observation of black women as being more motherly, more caring, more sensitive or sensible, even more protective, more defensive, more nurturing. All traits that we could actually attach to a mom. And I'm not going to take this to the racial stereotypes of black women being mammies and none of that stuff. What I am going to say is, when you think about a mom or your mother, it is most likely you're thinking about how she has been to you. When you see mothers in cartoon or in media and how they're taking care of their loved ones, especially their children, you think about how good of moms they are, how kind and nurturing and how protective and defensive they are. And there's a sense of gratitude that come with having this kind of resource, this mother, a resource that we can take and take and take from, but we never really sit down to think about who's giving her. If mom is always there to take care of me, who takes care of mom when she's sick? If mom is always giving to me, who gives her when she needs? And it brings me to those trending videos of Mexican mothers reunited with their own mothers after 20, 30 years of not seeing each other. And how these 40, 50-year-old women would turn back into 10-year-olds. They would come and crawl in their mother's arms. Because it is their mothers that could take them back to that state of youthfulness. A nurturing state full of security, unlike what anybody else could give them. And now let's take it back to Mustafa. His mother's observation is not an unpopular one, as it is said by many people. Many people from all ethnic and racial backgrounds believe in that. That a black woman is the most likely to be honest and kind and nurturing to your kids. That a black woman is also a fortitude with a security blanket and she's willing to defend you. Because she knows what it's like to not be defended, especially when you need help. But even with all of this understanding, we can understand that society has never recognized these things to be true about black women, because society's treatment of black women is quite different from who we believe they are with that understanding. If black women are the kindest, nicest people, why are we not nice to them? If black women are considered caretakers, why don't we take care of them? If black women are securities and defenders, why don't we defend them? For centuries, we've allowed the worst kind of media and understanding about black women to exist and prevail above all else in social media and all sorts of other media, actually. In many of these cultures, bringing a black woman home is actually a big issue. While seemingly talking about black women having a heart of gold and being nurturing and wonderful and nice and caretaking, we seem to describe them as bitter, ugly, and ruthless most of the time we talk about them. And I know I'm a black woman, but I'm talking from society's standpoint. As a society, we are extremely mean to black women. As individuals, we can be extremely mean and inconsiderate to black women. We don't give them the benefit of the doubt. And yet, despite all of that, many people share Mustafa's mother's belief, and that's not fair. So it's not that I disagree with what his mother said, because it is true. And when I have my little one, I will tell them the same thing. But it's not all too positive of a recognition when you understand that we're being used. It's quite almost a parasitic relationship. Because for a lot of black women, most, if not all of the care that they provide to the world is not sent back to them. It's never reciprocated. And because black women know that, most black women know that and understand that, they turn to each other for comfort. They turn into each other for support. And while sisterhood is great, it's wonderful, it's blissful even, one of the principles of this sisterhood exists on the isolation that society has rendered us in. And I think that's why you'll see so many black women make angry videos, how they're no longer supporting this kind of stereotype. They're protecting their peace because they're drained.